Welcome back to this Let's Play of the original official campaign for Neverwinter Nights 2. Well, we started by recruiting a fighter, we recruited a thief, we recruited a druid, which I guess is our divine caster. So now we have an arcane spellcaster in the party, other than my main character, of course, which is Quara, the sorceress. She's, actually not all that useful. The AI is pretty stupid about how it uses spells. If you're not playing with friendly fire and you can just sort of fireball the ground right in front of your party, it works pretty well. But at higher difficulty levels, i.e. if you're playing by, D&D hardcore rules or harder, she's really not very useful because, well, it's just too much friendly fire problem. And if you look at the single target spells, most of them really aren't very impressive for damage, especially considering you only get a limited number of shots a day. But there's one thing I do like about Quara. She's very easy to gain influence with.
Great! What's wrong now? Why not? They're always talking about me behind my back at the academy, and I decided I wasn't gonna take any more. I know more than they ever will about magic. They're simpering little girls who can't even levitate a fork if they wanted to. Oh, that I'm dangerous, that I act all superior, that I talk down to them. So what if I do? All they get from magic is what they read out of a book.
And what she's pointing out, and I guess this is sort of out of place maybe, she's a sorceress and they're wizards, and the systems work differently. If you're not familiar with the 3rd edition rules, I don't know how you would not be at this point, but sorcerers cast spells innately, wizards learn them, so we can tell her she seems pretty dangerous.
Oh, is that so? Maybe you should join the dorm of the weaklings at the academy too. Well, if I hadn't burned it down. I mean, I know what power feels like rushing through me. They've barely sipped from the stream. It's like this shiver that starts spreading through you. A warmth, like it's coming from your heart and your head all at once. And you feel that warmth get hot. So much so you think you can burn anything in your path, yet you'll only be brushed by it. I can't even explain it, but trust me, I know.
And you can tell her, as long as she knows how to use it, I don't care. This is one of the 2 lines here in this conversation that gives 3 influence with her. Most of the other influence lines we've gotten are 1 and 2 and have annoyed one of the other party members at the same time. So if I can get 6 influence in one conversation, that's a good start.
Oh, I'll be ready. I'm looking forward to it, actually. Go on and ask. Why? Like you care? If I didn't almost burn down your uncle's dumb establishment, I wouldn't even be here.
Hey!
Oh, stow it, you drunk. Well, it's not hard to guess which side of the classroom you heard that from. Those instructors. They don't know what they're talking about. And if I had to page through one more dusty tome, forget it.
And you can tell her what she already knows, which is that instinct and experience are what's going to give her more spells, rather than studying, because sorcerers don't get much benefit from it.
Finally, someone who can speak some sense. I wish you could tell the masters and the students at school that. They keep them all sheltered there like sheep. How are they ever going to learn anything from a book or potion bottle?
And that's it for the Quara conversations. We can also have some conversations with our other party members, but they don't really tell you all that much that's interesting, other than just sort of stuff we already know or stuff we're going to find out soon enough. So let's get back to being bad cops. On our way back out, we meet Praven, who, apparently has some problem. And apparently these are some of Quara's, friends. And I'm gonna introduce them to the wonder of Stinking Cloud, since they're casting all sorts of low-level crap at me. And one of the quirks to Stinking Cloud, of course, it has friendly fire effects, but since my character is now good, if I cast Magic Circle against good, and then walk into the fight with my companions, as long as my companions are within sort of range of me, they are going to be immune to the stunning effect for Stinking Cloud, because it's a mind-affecting spell, and it's cast by a good character, so it has no effect because, well, they are protected from my goodness, which is maybe a little strange, but, you know, hey, it works. I'm gonna rest up, be right back. The first of these guard posts, I'm gonna do them sort of in order, just sort of very loosely, but, in order of difficulty, I guess. There's a guard post here. And, this first guy is more or less says he knows who the traitors are. And, he's not willing to sort of expose them, so there's really not much to talk to him about. Now, once you start this mission, all sorts of just random guys come out of the woodwork, waiting to ambush you. So, there's going to be quite a few fights here, which are, I mean, you know, it's broad daylight. I don't know what they're doing, but, The slow spell, which I'm failing to cast, is not nearly as useful as haste. Let's just put it that way. It isn't bad, per se, and I guess if you were done casting haste, it wouldn't be a bad thing to cast, but compared to the destructive power of haste on a melee-centered party, slow just does not cut it. I'll clean up all of the just random drops later. They don't go anywhere, by the way, if you leave them there. Maybe at the end of the chapter they go away, but for now it's just, well, just a bunch of loot lying around. No one dares pick it up, I guess. Down in the corner here, there's a another group. This group of thugs is not actually hostile at start, so I'm going to wait until my companions actually catch up before talking to them. And more or less this merchant is happy that she's being extorted by thugs, because it means she must be doing something right as far as making money. And we can, you know, keep the peace violently, as usual. The Vampiric touch spell, which I just used, is really... I want to like Vampiric touch because it doesn't have a saving throw. It's a touch attack spell, though, and it just doesn't do enough damage. It heals you a little bit, so I guess if for some reason you had no other way to heal that might be useful. Aren't that many ways to heal in just the straight wizard repertoire, but, you know, hey, it's something. I'll rest up. I'm going to clean up, and actually, Raylene here has some stuff I need to steal, and I'm just going to do that off screen and show you what I get, because unless you really want to, I mean, it's just walking up to her and, oh look, I failed. And then I wait 6 seconds, and I try again, and fail. So, I'm going to do that off screen rather than making you watch it. Be right back. Raylene has 3 items of interest, 2 of which you steal from her and 1 of which you buy always purchase, so you don't have to if you don't want to. The 2 items you steal from her are this Liber Occultatum, which is just crafting recipes, which I guess is not that important. The second is this Belt of Agility +1. It gives +1 dex, which isn't really all that important, but it also gives Freedom of Movement, which is normally a 4th level buff, which you have to constantly cast. It gives immunity to paralysis and slow and entangle and all that good stuff. So it's a nice item. It's not super powered, but it's for a 5-finger discount. The price is right. So, Chime of Opening costs about 3,000 gold, and it has 50 charges of knock. I will eventually use it on a scroll in order to learn the knock spell, but I want to save money for now. I don't want to buy or sell a lot of stuff until my appraise skill gets a little higher. Really what I'm waiting for on that is the Bard party member, because he has several skill boosting abilities which will make that much more effective. Anyway, she's just a little diversion, I guess. Not officially part of the rounds as a watchman. There's also another little disturbance going on down there where you can just do guys who are accosting an old man and get a couple hundred gold from him dying. Not really all that important, but you know, hey, whatever. I guess I should have shown it on screen, but it's a very short conversation. We're going to hit one more of these watch posts in this episode, and next time we'll continue, but let's have our little conversation here. And this guy apparently has been paid off, and you can kind of talk him into turning in the gold and acting as a double agent. And, well, you know, there's one. And that's the second one we've done, actually. I had to redo a little bit of the video, so I'll do the other one again off screen. It's very, as I showed, it's not very complicated. And heck, let's just do this next little bit here on screen, just for the fun of it. I'll just cast haste ahead of time. Obviously, there's not going to be a fight here. And these guys are delivering goods, and it looks like they've actually just stolen them. And you can either try and get paid off, or you can just start the fight now. You can just let them pay you off and walk away, but, you know, that would leave you without all this junk that's in here. Now, the junk that's in here is not anything super special, and you do take a hit of 1 point of chaotic for taking it, but I got a point of lawful for trying to turn them in, so it's just a bunch of money, and I need the money. So, alright, that's 2 of 4 posts. I'll go back and finish that other one again off screen, and I will meet you next time when we finish our little sweep of the docks.